The new carpaint material realistically reproduces the metallic paint found on many cars today. The metallic paint is not a simple flat surface and has a color layer, flakes, and then a clear coat. Each layer has its own specific surface characteristics that combined gives you the metallic paint effect. As we see here on a simple sphere, you get the color diffuse, the flakes effect, the reflection on the clear coat, all in one single material. Let's delete the sphere and look at a real car, in this case a pickup truck, and let's do a first render. This scene is lighted only by the new manta ray sun and sky, so we have reflection but of an empty scene in these first few tests. Despite that, we can see how realistic the material looks. The default values, with the exception of color, will be good enough for most of your car paint requirements, but let's have a look at what can be customized. But first, of course, the color. You have the base color, the facing color. Change them together for uniform colors. The edge color is usually black and is visible only as a narrow effect at the model edges. Use the edge bias to control the transition. The second major components are the flakes. This second rollout controls them. Flakes have their own color, usually white, because what you see is the reflection of the light. Let's change point of view, render a close-up of the paint. Here we can see the flakes, and you can have more or less flakes by changing their density and make them more or less visible using weight. The specular exponent works like the specularity of other materials, and the lower the value, the more the effect of the flakes spreads away from the highlight, as you can see from the sample material. And let's set it back to 10. The scale controls the size of the flakes. This might need to be adjusted to keep the flakes from becoming visible, or if the model is scaled. Other parameters control the specularity and reflectivity of the material, and a dirt layer can be used to fade the reflection and color of some areas of the surface where dirt or wear have reduced the original shininess of the paint. Let's go back to a full model view, this time looking at the front, and render again. Now the emptiness of the scene makes the paint still look a bit unrealistic. If your model is placed in an environment with trees, buildings all around, the reflection of this material will make it look much more real. If you don't want anything around, you can always fake things. So let's unhide the last object. This is a sphere mapped with a 360 degrees high dynamic range image. If you select it and check its properties, you see it's invisible to the camera, but it's visible to the reflections. Let's keep the previous image for reference and do one final rendering. And here it is, a quick and extremely photorealistic image of a car. Of course, even if the material name is car paint, you can use it for any object that use metallic paint.